Okay, so if college is on your radar for the 2025 to 2026 school year, you really need to listen up. Why? Because the entire rulebook for financial aid has basically been thrown out and rewritten from scratch. We're talking about the biggest overhaul to the FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid, in decades. And honestly, what you don't know about these changes could seriously impact your wallet. So let's break down exactly what's going on.
And I'm not just being dramatic here. This isn't about a few small tweaks to a website. The updates are so fundamental that if you're not prepared, it could directly change how much financial aid you're offered. The stakes are genuinely that high.
So let's get into the scope of this thing. This is way more than just a new look or a few updated questions. Think of it like a complete teardown and rebuild of the entire engine that figures out financial need and how you even apply for aid in the first place.
So where did all this come from? Well, it all goes back to something called the FAFSA Simplification Act. Congress passed this law with one very clear mission: make the process of applying for federal student aid way simpler and more accessible for millions of students. It really is the biggest shakeup to this whole system in a generation.
All right, now for the big one. There's one thing you take away from this, it's this right here. For years and years, the magic number everyone talked about was the EFC. Well, that's gone. Forget about it. Now we all have to get used to its replacement, the SAI.
This slide lays it out perfectly. On the left, you've got the old Expected Family Contribution, or EFC. On the right, the new Student Aid Index, or SAI. And it's not just a name change, not by a long shot. The whole formula behind it is brand new and much more streamlined. But look at the bottom row. That's the most mind-blowing difference. The old EFC could never, ever be less than 0. The new SAI, it can go all the way down to negative 1,500.
Okay, so a negative number. What's that all about? What does that even mean for a student applying for aid? Let's pop the hood on this new Student Aid Index and see how it's actually calculated.
So the new formula works a little differently. For one thing, if you're a family with multiple kids in college at the same time, the new calculation actually takes that into account, which could potentially lower the SAI for each student. But on the flip side, it also gets rid of some old allowances that used to protect certain family assets from being counted. The whole goal, at least on paper, is to get a much more accurate and fair snapshot of what a family can actually contribute.
Let's just focus on this number again for a second, because this is a total game changer. A negative value in a financial formula might sound, well, wrong. But in the new FAFSA system, seeing this number is actually fantastic news for an applicant.
And here's why. A negative SSI is basically a giant flag that signals the highest possible level of financial need. If your final SSI number is anywhere between negative 1,500 and 0, you'll very likely qualify for the maximum federal Pell Grant. And remember, that's the kind of federal aid that you don't have to pay back. This change was specifically put in place to get more grant money to the students who need it the most.
Now, they didn't just change all the math behind the scenes. The FAFSA Simplification Act also totally lives up to its name by completely revamping the user experience, making it much less of a nightmare for, well, everyone.
Oh man, if you've ever had to fill out the old FAFSA, you know the pain. It was just notoriously long and confusing. We're talking about a form that could have up to 108 different questions. For so many families, it was this annual headache of digging up papers and just feeling totally lost. Now look at this, the new reality. The form has been slashed down to around 36 questions. That is less than a third of what it used to be. In the real world, that means way less time filling it out, way less confusion, and a much lower chance of making a costly mistake. And a huge reason it's so much shorter is this cool new feature called the Direct Data Exchange. So instead of you and your parents having to hunt down old tax returns and manually type in all those numbers, you'll now just give your consent to have that data pulled securely and directly from the IRS. It's faster, it's easier, and it cuts down on errors dramatically.
Okay, we've gone over the new SAI, the much shorter form. But let's get to the most important part, right? What's the bottom line? How are these changes actually going to impact different students and their families?
Well, it's really going to vary depending on your specific situation. Low-income students are probably going to see the biggest benefit since that new negative SAI makes them much more likely to get the maximum Pell Grant. And as we said, those families juggling several kids in college at once could also see a big advantage, as the new formula might lead to a lower SAI and more aid for each student.
You know, the goal behind all of this, the simpler form, the new SAI, the data exchange, it's all about knocking down the barriers that kept people from getting financial aid. But it leaves us with a really big question, doesn't it? Will a simpler process truly lead to more fair and equitable access to college for everyone? That's really the ultimate test this whole overhaul is going to face over the next few years.